I won't say the talk of the town, but definitely the talk of the internet. So this is reported off of Polygon.com, written by Charlie Hall. Respawn: Apex Legends will stick to seasonal updates to improve quality, avoid crunch. CEO Vincent Pella and producer Drew McCoy addresses Apex Legends update cadence. Developer Respawn Entertainment says it wants to reset our commitment to fans to its free-to-play shooter, Apex Legends, and to make a criticism about the game's update cadence. But executive producer Drew McCoy stressed in an update on the game on Thursday that our goal isn't and never has been to patch our update content on a weekly basis. Fans and critics alike point to the absence of regular new content as part of the reason that Apex Legends has seemingly lost its momentum. Both its player base and its rankings on Twitch have dropped over the past few weeks. According to Twitch metrics, viewership has hovering somewhere around 20,000 on average, down a high of more than 357,000 in February. This game consistently sits ranked at number 14 on the streaming platform, well behind the great competitor Fortnite, which is a lock in the top slot. McCoy's comments about the speed at which Respawn is adding new content echo statements from Respawn co-founder Vincent Pella, who recently said that the studio is focusing on seasonal updates, improving the game, and avoid crunch on Respawn. So this has been the talk for the past week or two, that we're hearing more and more stories from former devs or current devs at said companies about crunch, and how their working conditions were. There's talks of a walkout might be happening soon with them, with some of its employees. And for Respawn and to kind of go out there, it's like, hey, we're not Fortnite. We're not going to be producing seasonal content on a weekly basis because we want to avoid crunch and avoid the stress of what may come with it. And then, recently there's an article, I think from Polygon, that Fortnite, like how the life is there and how it is very strenuous over there. So and I think that it points back to the same thing we've been saying, but like a union is needed badly, to say the least.
Well, I think, when you look at how fans kind of react to certain things, you got to think of from a perspective of this. Think about a single gamer who really got into Fortnite, spent a lot of money into Fortnite, with skins or what the fuck ever. They feel invested in that world. Whereas with Apex Legends, they may really like it, but they're not going to feel as invested, monetary wise. They there's been a lot of streamers out there that played a lot of Apex when it first came out, but then they went back to Fortnite because of various reasons, whether it be the building that they really enjoyed or just the game overall was something that they enjoyed more than Apex. But Apex, if you look at where Apex sits, it's in a very similar spot to other MOBAs. Now, I know that Apex isn't a MOBA, but hear me out. What's one of the top games on Twitch all the time? Has been from the day it started.
League of Legends.
What is always in like the fucking 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th spot?
Fortnite.
No. Another MOBA.
Oh, another MOBA? Oh, Dota 2.
Right. Apex is the Dota 2 of Battle Royales.
Yeah.
So it'll stay alive for a long time. And I think it's great that Vincent Pella came out and was like, we're avoiding crunch. We're not going to have the same content updates that these other companies have. Or we're not going to, we're not going to do what Epic's doing. And if the future has anything to say about anything, Apex, or not Apex, but Epic's going to start having Fortnite's going to start having less and less content as time goes on because they're going to be forced to not have that kind of crunch. And the same can be said about League of Legends with recent information on that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a situation where there's going to be gamers that want to support what they want to support, and they're going to play what they want to play. And at the end of the day, Fortnite gained too big of a fan base for another game to come and steal that. Same can be said about League of Legends. So for anyone saying that, Respawn's dying because it's not coming out with content or it's lower on the list than it was when it first came out, don't pay attention to trends. They just don't.
Yeah.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're completely. My eyes are burning now. I don't know why. They want to make a mountain out of a molehill, and at the end of the day, Respawn and Epic Legends is going to be just fine.
Absolutely. Like Vince and Pella and the guys over at Respawn have been out there saying they've been very happy with the success of Apex. They're very happy with the response and the amount of people that are playing. Other companies would kill for the amount of people playing Apex right now and the success they're riding on. And, not every game studio needs to match up to another game studio for being a success. What may look like success for, say, like another AAA company that needs to sell like 500 million copies is not equate to another company that sells like 500,000 and still say it's a success. So it's definitely company basis, but I can't talk today. It's everyone's different. I'm just trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. It's really funny because one of the groups that I kind of watch occasionally on YouTube that does gaming news is Inside Gaming. They had a resurgence here recently because Machinima went under, and so Rooster Teeth basically bought. I don't know if bought, maybe just obtained all of the Inside Gaming rights, but so the guys at Funhouse basically get to do Inside Gaming again.
Yeah.
But they'll do their news segments, and they had an article, they had a headline that was like, Apex Legends dying, ? That was the headline. I was kind of like, all right.
Yeah, you gotta get those clicks somehow.
No, I absolutely get it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were basically saying the same things that we are. Which is very much, it's doomsday yelling. It's kind of what it is. So it's, I don't know. Yeah. I see absolutely no issues with Apex Legends. I don't see any problems with the future of it. I see issues with Epic Games. And I'm talking about the fucking development side, guys.
Yeah. And again, like this is. I agree, and again, that part of what I also want to bring up because of the whole people have been coming out, and we're hearing more and more stories from devs about crunch horror stories and of that ilk, and it's people may think like, oh, said company is a bad company, but then like as more and more come out, it's like, oh, maybe it's a whole industry problem. Which, yes, welcome to the problem of the gaming industry about crunch and not all game companies are like this, but I would assume that a good portion of it in the game industry is, and we starting to see more and more out there. So and hoping this comes more into light, so that hey, we can have the game union really formed to where some of these devs like need to be taken care of, and able to make games on a much on a side of like they're not strenuously work over time and have like relaxed legs and just able to work on stuff they love to do without being stressed all the time. So yes, I think that it's good that these devs are coming out, and I'm pretty sure more will come out, especially in the future, which leads to.
I said it once and I've said it 1,000 times, Anthony. Like, we're still in a very much a learning age of game development. Mm-hmm. We're in the teenage years, the formative years of gaming as a whole. Another 20, 30 years, like gaming will come to its own, and we'll have the, what we have with movies nowadays.
Exactly. Yes. So it will happen. It's, I think talking about it, I think that people coming out is very, very good stuff.
Absolutely. I'm really happy to see that with Epic, especially that like there's full on people that are just like not even hiding. They're just like, boom, hey, I fucking work at Epic and it's shit right now. Like, I love that. Like, that's great.
Absolutely. All right, moving on to the next topic at hand. Speaking of